All right, first off, tell me your name and your profession.
Brian McWhorter, attorney.
Brian, what got you into being an attorney? Why?
Actually started on a senior trip. Went to the Capitol and had a chance to meet with the Secretary of State, Max Cleland, at that time, and the Assistant Secretary of State. And at that point, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but after speaking with them, the Assistant Secretary of State said, "You should consider being a lawyer." And I was like, "Oh, it's a good idea." And so it kind of changed my whole path right there, that one meeting, just a senior year of high school.
And how many years has it been since you've started practicing law?
This is 28, going on 29 years.
What's been some of the challenges in law over the past 3 decades?
Uh, Everything's kind of changed. It's gotten a little more formal about a lot of things. It used to be when we first started practicing, it was more of a if you needed a vacation, you needed something, you called the judge's office, all of that. Caseloads, all of that, managing and basically coordinating has been the hardest thing because there's certain rules, procedures, things you have to do to let judges know where you are to do those things. So Stephanie, my secretary, she's the one that is her biggest job is telling people where I am on a daily basis. And as my practice has grown, more cases, more courts, more of a challenge on a daily basis.
There's all types of law. What type specifically do you do?
The only thing I do is criminal defense work. So I am a trial lawyer. I'm in court probably more than most lawyers just because with the criminal caseload and the caseload that I have, I'm in court every day.
Is it challenging sometimes? Because obviously we see the arrest stuff all the time, and people reach out to you. Is it challenging? How do you determine who you represent, and what is your goal with that?
Well, I'm a private lawyer, so people retain me for my services. So I get calls, and I've gotten two texts from friends this morning, people they're sending to me. The people will call. We go over the finances and all of that stuff, and kind of see each case. Depending on what it is a different rate for what I charge on that. I don't do hourly rate; I do flat rate on most everything, which is a little bit different too. And then if they can afford me for what it is and it's something where we have an understanding, then I will go ahead and sign in and take the case. I have turned away cases where we did not have an understanding and they had the money to pay me, but it's something that you kind of have to pick and choose if someone has unrealistic expectations or if they're kind of demanding or they want a guarantee, because in criminal law, there's never a guarantee of anything. It's a matter of going through the process.
So, how do you go in helping somebody? What is your method? What's your playbook?
Well, I'm a little bit. I think people have a little bit of a misconception about lawyers. For the most part, what I do is I get along with everybody. It's not something that's just straight out contentious from the get go. Lee Patterson, DA, here is a very good friend of mine. All of the assistant DAs and I get along very well. And I practice in Floyd, Bartow, Polk, Gordon, surrounding areas here. And I have a very good relationship with all the judges and the DAs. And so that's my first take, is to go and say, what can we figure out on this? Let's see what's there. Let's kind of, get a feel for what is actually the direction we're going to head on this thing at the get-go. But you have to count on, ultimately, if the wheels come off and you can't get it resolved, then it might end up being a trial.
What makes you the go-to attorney?
I think probably what I just said. I get along with everyone. And so if there's a way to resolve something and everyone's content with it, including my client, always the best way to do, because it's a guarantee. If it's not and it comes to trial, then I do have a lot of trial experience. So I think that's kind of what sets me apart from a lot of lawyers. There are a lot of lawyers that are younger, that are advertising, doing certain things, but I don't know that they have the courtroom experience or the experience with negotiating claims and everything. So I think that probably sets me apart from some of the others.
And I believe you have one of the best success rates in all the attorneys in Floyd County.
We do pretty well, and it's kind of hard to measure that too, because when you say success, a lot of that success might be a negotiated plea, which if you look at that, that goes in as a guilty on this thing. But if it's negotiated and it's good for everybody, then you count that as a win too.
So if folks want to get in touch with you, they've got a family member or they may end up in jail, whether rightly or wrongly, how can they reach out to you?
They can either call the office here, 706-290-0182, or they can shoot me an email. It's McWhorterLLC@gmail.com.